Thank you so much, Anthony, for joining us today. I know you're super busy, so I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to chat with us here at the Dwelling Show. I really appreciate it. I'm going to quickly read, Mr. Lolli's bio. He's a real estate mogul. He's an entrepreneur, an investor, a developer, public speaker. He just launched his book, his hot-selling book, The Heart of the Deal. He's also a best-selling author and a philanthropist. He's the CEO of Rapid Realty, named one of the fastest growing companies in America by INC magazine, and is positioned to become the nation's premier rental brokerage franchise with over 70 locations opened. I mean, I could just go on and on about your bio, but I think you can do a way better job, Anthony, than I can. So just quickly tell our dual listeners about you, what you're doing, and what you've been up to.
Well, I started in the real estate industry at the age of 19. I took a real estate crash course. At the time, it was about $175. And so while I was taking the real estate crash course, I set some goals. I said, first thing I'm going to do is become a real estate agent. Second thing I'm going to do is become a real estate landlord and own properties, be a developer. I said, I want to start a real estate school. I want to recruit all my friends and family, help them get into real estate. And then I want to start a large brokerage and become a national franchise. And I did all of that.
Wow. So you said you started when you were 19.
19.
I mean, wow, that's pretty early. I mean, you've got some 19-year-olds still trying to just finish school. So what would you say to a 19-year-old listening to this right now, and they want to be the next, Mr. Lolli, and they want to be the next developer? What do they need to do? I know you've kind of mentioned it, having kind of goals set up, but what do they need to do to get started?
Well, first of all, life and success is all about roadmap and blueprints. So all they have to do is follow my blueprint, because all I do in my career, in my life, is actually create entrepreneurs and intrapreneurs. I mold and shape people, and I guide people to become successful. And I've outlined that throughout my entire career. I'm very heavy on social media. I'm very transparent. I post a lot of pictures and videos on Instagram, on Facebook, so they can follow my lead. You know, when you stand on the shoulders of giants, you can look further away. So I'm very open and sharing and willing to share my knowledge. And that's really why I wrote the book, because I put like a blueprint, a roadmap to success. So to answer your question is follow my lead.
Nice. Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned social media and Instagram. I actually found you on Instagram, so that's definitely interesting to mention. So the 19-year-old can follow you and kind of do, try to do what you did to get to where you are today. So of course, the journey it's not a straight line journey. You met some obstacles along the way. So what would be your advice to, folks trying to go out there to do real estate, even being a developer? What were those obstacles that you faced, and how did you overcome them?
So many obstacles from, in my real estate career, from being very young. 19 I was one of the youngest people to get into the industry in New York City at that time. So I faced a lot of challenges because people didn't want to list or trust a young person at 19 with their real estate, to sell or to rent. So that was one of the hurdles. And then, of course, when I started becoming a real estate investor and buying multifamily properties, I faced many challenges, including buildings going on fire and almost losing my shirt financially in construction. So I've gone through it all in terms of even buying out tenants and having struggles there. And when I built my company, I had a lot of people backstab and leave. So I've had all sorts of adversities in my career, but you keep on going and you'll get to the destination for sure.
Awesome. So what were the things that, what would you say were the practical steps that you took to help you overcome, because a lot of people talk about mindset and, certain things that they did to help them get to the promised land, right?
Well, I associated, what they say, if you're the smartest person in your circle, change your circle. So I started associating with other successful building owners and landlords and entrepreneurs, and I started picking their brains. And then, of course, Barnes & Noble was my best friend. I started, going into the bookstores and reading books about success and real estate. And then I started following other entrepreneurs, even down to rappers like P. Diddy and Jay-Z and, other business icons. I started studying them the way people study athletes.
Wow. And so I'm guessing you found some, kind of recipes that helped you get through some of those obstacles that
Well,
you faced.
one of the recipes was really taking a look at everyone else's challenges and adversities. You know, the man with no shoes felt bad for himself until he saw the man with no feet.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting. So now you were young, people started trusting you, you started listing properties. Can you tell us what was your first big major breakthrough? And when did
First
that happen?
breakthrough, my first breakthrough was actually realizing that this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. You know, a lot of times people don't know what their purpose is, and they're still trying to discover themselves. They're still trying to figure out if this is for them. If it doesn't make them a millionaire in 1 year or 1 week, they want to quit the industry. So one of the first breakthroughs was just planting my roots in the real estate business and just saying, I'm going to make it no matter what. This is what I want to do. And allowing the time, allowing me to mature and learn the business and grow. That was one of the biggest, most important breakthroughs.
Wow, awesome. I think there's a lot of content in there, Anthony. So he's just basically making that conscious decision that this is what I'm going to do, regardless of if there's a recession, whatever happens, I'm just going to do this all the way. I'm in all the way.
Correct.
So talking about $1 million, you know all about that, of course. So tell us about this big break when you were 23, making $1 million.
Well, when I was 23, I was already on my third or fourth property. I was running a very, very successful brokerage that was cash flowing amazingly well. So it wasn't that difficult. You know, when you take let me get my calculator real quick here. When you take $1 million, okay, real simple. You take $1 million and then you divide it by 365. That's $2,739.72 a day. So for me, it wasn't that difficult to get to those numbers because I was doing rentals, I was doing sales, I was doing real estate. So it was pretty easy for me to actually reach that benchmark in combination with all the things that I had going on, from owning real estate to having rentals to doing sales. So, you know, it's all about laying a goal and then achieving it.
Wow. So you hit this goal, $1 million. What does it feel like? What did you do from there?
I felt like a vampire. I tasted blood. I wanted to double up. So, and you know, if you could do it once, you could do it twice, you could do it 10 times. That's really what it boils down to. It's kind of like a push-up. You know, you do 10 push-ups, you want to do 20, you want to do 30, but you know what it takes. So it becomes easier with time, you know, because you become seasoned, you become an expert. But it felt amazing.
Wow.
I don't know if I'm ever going to feel that way again until I reach $1 billion, but you know, that's what we're striving for.
Nice. Okay. So you set a new goal again. So let's kind of just, go back. So you made $1 million and you started looking at other avenues to can you kind of walk us through, one of your deals? How did that go? Or maybe include, people stabbing you in the back. How was that like?
Everything is the learning curve, you know, whatever doesn't break you makes you, you know, and you really start to see how much, you could tolerate and how much you could learn and how there's opportunity in adversity. And I look at life and business like a video game, right? When you're playing a video game, the closer you get to winning, the more difficult, the more challenging it is, the faster it is, the more likely you're going to die and the more likely you could lose and you don't have that many lives left. And so that's really what it's like when you're trying to grow. So now mentally I've trained myself that if I don't have any adversities or challenges, then I'm not growing. So typically, the good indicator of you having success is those adversities and those challenges and all those things, those hurdles that are coming your way. And you become addicted to it. You're like, okay, when's the next problem? When's the next challenge? Where's the uphill battle?
Wow. That just blew me away. The video game analogy, I've never, ever heard that before, but I've played a lot of video games. So I can tell when you get to the last level, that's when it gets super hard, like Mario Bros, for example, right? Yeah. It gets seriously hard. So that's a fantastic one. Thank you so much for sharing that one. So when did you really ramp up your business into like going big, right? Going big. I mean, New York is the land of the city of opportunities. When was that change from, okay, I have my brokerage firm going, now I want to kind of go big? When was that change, and
Well,
what did that look like?
I turned my company into a franchise. I built such a nice business model that people were asking me, could I own one of these? And so, and it was landlords, it was employees, it was so many different people that were asking me these things. And I thought about it and I says, let me become a franchise so I could offer people an opportunity to own their own Rapid Realty. And when you really build a good company and a good business model, people want to be a part of that. People want to be entrepreneurs, and they don't want to, as this saying that I say, do you want to be Steve Jobs and take the next 30 years and build Apple, or do you want to own 10 Apple stores? So most people, you know, they want to just make money. They want to follow a templated system that's proven that will take them to success. They want to enjoy quality of life. They want to be with their families. They want to help, you know, their loved ones. So you really have to look to identify those type of folks and bring them into the fold and provide opportunity. And that's like gasoline on a fire.
Wow. So you've got almost 70 locations across the US. You're doing pretty well. Everything is going awesome. Why write a book?
Well, first of all, when I look at people like Bill Gates and Mark Cuban and Steve Jobs and some of the greats, Richard Branson, and they all have Russell Simmons, and even every person on Shark Tank, they have a book. A book really is an iconic moment in an entrepreneur's career. It's a moment where, you know, people, they write movies on books. You know, when you watch a movie, they say based on the story of such and such book. So I wanted to have something that was forever, something that people could use as a tool, as a Bible, and really put all my thoughts in a universal concrete platform. You know, in a world of mixed messages and social media and everything that's going on, you want to have one place, one, you know, when you, the word author comes from authority, right? So I wanted to have one place of authority that I put all my thoughts in, that people can reference and people can take with them. You know, I do a lot of speaking engagements, I do a lot of events, and people always want to take away from the event. So I wanted to create something that people can take with them and capture that moment and use over and over again. And my dream scenarios, I meet people throughout my life and they say, I read your book, it changed my life. So I look forward to those moments.
Wow. Awesome. So I can't wait to get a copy, to read all about, you know, your stories. And I'll definitely be letting you know how that goes. So we're definitely kind of dwelling into like the quick rounds now. So it will be like kind of quick questions and quick answers. But just before we fully go into that, I'm just kind of thinking, you've got a lot going on, right? So what does 5, 10, maybe even 20 years look like for you?
Well, 5, 10, 20 years, we're gunning to take our company public. We're looking to expand our company to 200 to 400 stores nationally. We want to really be one of the biggest real estate franchises on the nation, and then eventually be international, worldwide. So I look forward to that. You know, I'm very fortunate in my business that I get to work with other entrepreneurs. You know, I'm in the B2B business, business to business. So it's great. You know, I love going into a new territory and hanging out with the franchisees and really getting to know different neighborhoods, different communities, different real estate and market trends. So it's an amazing, amazing thing. So, you know, I love what I do. So I see myself doing this for a very long time. And I'm like a fine wine. I get better with time.
I like that. I like that. So I'm listening to this. I'm working out in the gym or driving to work or whatever. And I'm like, I like this Anthony guy. He's so passionate. He's motivating me. I want to go get me one of, Rapid Realty. How was that process like? What, how can I reach out to you?
Okay. Well, first things first, they could reach me in multiple different ways. They can go to anthonylolli.com, which is my website, my first and last name. They can go to theheartofthedeal.com, or they can go to any one of my social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram. What we like to say is this, because we turn down a lot of people that want to do a franchise, because we want them to understand our culture and what we're all about. So one of the first things I ask people when they call me, they want a franchise, I says, well, you know, what do you really know about Rapid? What do you really know about me? And I'm in shock when people don't do the research, because we're out there. So I say, let's stop the conversation. Get on social media, Google my name, go on my company's website, rapidnyc.com, and then call me back. So when they call me back, they're like, wow, I'm so sorry. You know, I had no idea. I want to do this even more, because I just, you know, I want people to be a part of it, you know, because we really have a movement. We're really doing something in a different and unique way. And we're very welcoming and inviting, but we want people to really understand that this is root planting. You plant your roots in this organization, and you can weather any storm.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, that's awesome. Definitely dwell into the quick rounds now. So first question is, what makes Anthony Lolli unique? What is that differentiating factor that separates you from the next guy or the next girl?
I never quit. And I have a saying, cleverness includes, intelligence includes, cleverness divides. There's a lot of clever people and clever entrepreneurs, but they don't like to share for fear that people will take from them, steal from them. I've gone through all those things, and that's only made me share and give even more. So one of the things you get with me is transparency and access to knowledge, information, and training. You get connections and contacts. You're part of the network. So one of the things that differentiates me from the rest is that I'm not a hollow entrepreneur. I actually own a lot of real estate. I actually own a successful business and multiple businesses. I actually live the lifestyle that people pretend to live. I actually drive a Rolls Royce. I actually live in a mansion. You know, this Rolex is actually real, you know. So these are the things. You get a real deal entrepreneur, somebody that's solid. But, you know, I have a unique humility to myself, because nothing was given to me. I actually earned it. And so, you know, you get those benefits. And, you know, I love to give people my time and attention, and I love to help people.
Thank you so much. And you're absolutely right. You gave me your time, you know, so you'd be amazed how many people will reach out to interview it. So thank you so much for that. Next question is, what is your favorite book and what did you learn from it?
Well, I'm a big fan of Malcolm Gladwell. You know, I'm a big fan of Jack Welch, but Malcolm Gladwell has this book called Outliers, and he talks about the 10,000-hour rule, and he really talks about, you know, the method and the psychology behind successful icons that we know today. He puts a science behind it, so I really like those things, and I like to pay my dues and put hours into my craft, no matter what business venture I get involved in. I'm counting the hours, you know, and I'm saying I didn't put my 10,000 hours in yet, so I shouldn't expect a result.
Fantastic. And of course, I was expecting you to say The Heart of the Deal, but I'm sure it's it's one of your favorite books too. And, you know, last question. I mean, you've got, like I said, you've got a lot going on. You're a busy man. What do you do for fun?
Oh, man, so much fun. I travel the world. I just came back from Armenia. We're actually buying 2 real estate properties out there, visited some friends and family. So I do a lot of traveling. The reality is I built a life I don't need a vacation from. So literally what I do every day is fun to me. And, you know, I feel very lucky. I work amongst a lot of friends and family, people that I grew up with, people that grew up in my company, in the business. So it's a lot of fun. You know, last night I was with our communications director. We did a speaking engagement. We went to a very, very popular real estate news publication called The Real Deal. We picked up an article. They wrote a nice article about the book. Then we went out to dinner to Fogo de Chao. One of my favorite restaurants is a Brazilian steakhouse. So, you know, every day is a different variety of fun, from going to great adventures to surfing to, you know, anything, you name it, we love to do it. Every day is different.
Fantastic. So I've learned a ton already. I'm pumped. I feel like I can go take over the world just by talking to you. So if I'm a listener and I'm like, I just want to learn so much more. I want to connect with you. I know we've talked briefly about it. Where can people reach out to you and learn more and kind of get with you? And also after you answer that question, I want to get that book. Where can people get the book from?
Well, first of all, they can get the book on Amazon. So if you type in The Heart of the Deal on Amazon, you can get it. The book itself has a website. So it's theheartofthedeal.com or my website, anthonylolli.com. But mainly, you can find me on social media. So just like you did, you direct messaged me, and we got right back to you. So if people want to connect with me, just DM me on Instagram or inbox me on Facebook. I'm there. I'm there every day.
Awesome. And something just came to mind. We're actually going to do a giveaway to our Dwell listeners. So we're going to be giving away Anthony's book. So if you're listening to this and you definitely want to get connected and learn more and learn from Anthony's experience, just shoot us an email, Ola@Dwelling, and we'll get a book out to you wherever you are in the United States. We'll get a hard copy out to you in the United States. So thank you so much, Anthony.
First of all, I want to thank you because it's people like you that draw in a new audience. It's really the perspective that you bring as I like to call people like you, youngry. You're like a young entrepreneur, and you're hungry. And the fact that you do this podcast, you take your time out of the day, and I know that you're soaking in the knowledge, but you're also sharing the knowledge. We're coming from the same school of thought. We're cut from the same cloth. So it's guys like you that provide the outlet and provide another stepping stone and leading and shepherding people into the right direction. So, my hat goes off to you too.
Thank you so much. So that means a lot coming from you. Thank you so much. And I really cannot thank you for just taking time out to spend with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.